Going back a few years when Angus King was governor, he initially started something called the laptop program, which is still in existence and which I fully support. That is that the state contracts to buy a laptop for every single middle school student. You can talk about the internet, but if you don't have a way to get on, if you don't have a way to learn computer science at home and at school, then it means nothing. So we provide free laptops to every middle school student and keep that laptop. They keep that through high school. We are obviously focusing on higher ed now as well. We have increasingly well-focused programs at the university and the community colleges on computer sciences. We've also had private-public partnerships. For instance, a fellow named David Rue, who's a very highly successful tech entrepreneur, born and raised in Lewiston, Maine, has come back to Maine and put a lot of money where his mouth is. And in the Lewiston school system, the second largest city in the state, he's put hundreds of thousands of dollars into the lower grades so that kindergartners and first graders are learning robotics and computer coding. It's amazing. You can walk into an elementary school classroom or in the gym and see little kids flying drones and playing with robotics. And that's where it's got to start. So we'd love to see that catch on across the state. I don't have the money to do that yet, but we do hope to use some of the American Rescue Plan for connectivity and computer science education. It's so important that, first of all families in my state be connected. And that's why I just signed into law an emergency measure that creates the Maine Connectivity Authority, which is a 7-member board. I just appointed them, and they are hitting the ground now to make sure that we funnel the new monies from the federal government, both the American Rescue Plan and any monies coming down the pike from the Infrastructure 1.0 bill that I think is likely to pass in some form. Use that money with a statewide plan to connect regions with various forms of broadband, whether it's satellite, whether it's fiber, and get those families connected and get kids better connected all across the state. Maine has, as you may not know, the most dispersed population of any state in the continental United States. It may sound weird comparing us to Wyoming and others, but we don't have cities. Our biggest city is 66,000 people, so people are scattered all over the place. And having these funky peninsulas, you know, which if you stretched them out would be 3,500 miles long. It makes it very difficult to lay fiber or be connected in many ways, and basic cell phone service. So we're approaching that now on a statewide basis, using the federal funds and private funds and bonding authority on the part of that connectivity authority. And the ability to own infrastructure and make sure that the plans that result from that infrastructure and from those contracts, region by region, are affordable to every Maine family. That's key too. Not letting them get stuck with $100 a month plans. So that's part of what we're doing. And on the schools, we have an odd hybrid system of local and state control, but a very strong tradition of local control in the schools. We have graduation standards that incorporate some level of computer science education, but not a specific or discrete high school graduation requirement. Well, we find that we're training the trainers. At the state level, we're basically having to teach the teachers how to incorporate computer science in all of their areas of interest, areas of expertise, and I think that's vital, whether it's a community college or high school or CTE, technical training school. You got to have computer knowledge and computer science education, basic level of it. So we're teaching the teachers and incorporating, hopefully incorporating computer science at every level of schools. But we're finding a lack of expertise on the part of the teachers generally. So we also have a couple of charter schools and magnet schools that have a much higher degree of specialty in computer science, and one of them in Portland, Maine, that's doing very well and competing nationally in robotics and whatnot. So I think that's a success story. I love the idea of apprenticeships. We've proposed using some of the American Rescue Plan to do career training and using internships and apprenticeships, and certainly technology would be one of those major areas. That's about it. having access to laptops is the beginning. Having the teachers have the knowledge they need to spread the word and use computers in every class, in every way, not just letting the kids play games and connect with their friends and getting on social media. But that's what we're doing in Maine. We have a long ways to go, and I think the pandemic has exposed a lot of flaws in the system when it comes to our general expertise in this area, and we hope to fix it.